Alright. Hello, everybody. We are live. I am here. I wanted to pop this out. Hold on. Okay. What's up, Barbie? How's it going? W first. So, quick little story time. I had something planned for like 12:30, and forgot I had something else planned at 1 o'clock. So had to do the original plan before what I secondly planned, and just got back to figure out the um, this plan by my
Do you need a
family.
planner
Just
2022?
literally
That's not a
just got them to come on impromptu, very last minute. So shout out
like
to
like 10 minutes ago.
like like
Um,
there shouldn't be a show, but um definitely want to be quick to thank you guys for being here. For anybody that hasn't seen these particular episodes, this is my mother on the right or middle, I'm not sure how it appears, and my sister on the left. You
I
don't have to make it awkward with your eyes, but today I wanted to try to see if I could get some nitty gritty details from my mother about the real deal to what they call this motherhood. Um, with both of her children here, I wanted to see if she could be as painfully honest as possible on how life really changes when those kids come into it. So I definitely wanted to pretty much ask you what do you feel like were like your biggest adjustments from just in charge of you to now in charge of a whole tiny vulnerable human.
it changes everything. Your focus is no longer yourself. It's that little tiny human being. And it forces you really to take stock in your decisions, your life. And for me, I began to think about the quality of life that I wanted you to have. So it changes everything. You became my why. You became why I knew it was necessary to have a plan for my life, um, and how I would set the example. Because
So,
now, ultimately, yeah,
mm, like, so of course, there's some mindset shifts that kind of instantly happen. What do you feel like were some shifts that you really had to like that were harder for you to accept?
hard to accept. I don't know that any of the shifts were hard to accept. They're just were times where it wasn't easy,
Mm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Depending on what was going on and circumstance. And um, when you came along, I had um, very little. And there were times when you were a toddler and you were a sickly toddler. You had childhood asthma, stuff like that. Alyssa had the same thing. Um, so, you know, a lot of times if I was lucky enough to have a job, depending on how sick you were, if you're spending days in the hospital, then I'm at risk for not having a job. So uh, it was just the different circumstances, right? Or the unknown that made it hard at times. Not having the means to want to provide a certain life for you, for instance, or just even some of the necessities. There were sometimes you ate and I didn't, but I was going to make sure that you ate.
Mm. So, what do you feel like uh, is probably, and I might be kind of skipping a little bit, but if we have to come back, we can. But to get Alyssa involved a little bit, what do you feel like was the biggest difference from one to two?
Oh boy. Alyssa.
Outside of her personality, just
Mhm.
from
Outside
going
of her
from
person.
single to multiple.
Uh, Gosh, really just more love. More love.
Needed
That's
out
so
of
What
you,
sweet.
you,
or
huh?
you're
That
saying
you were
needed out of
receiving or
you?
that you were giving?
Both. For one, Brandon, you begged for a brother or sister, right? And you were so excited about Alyssa. And it was, not just the love of me giving, but the love, seeing you give love to now you have this little sister, right? Um,
Gosh, she was so precious in
and
the beginning.
and you were really crazy about her in the beginning too. So
Yeah.
it's it's interesting there
It didn't
as you
last
grow
long, you know.
older.
She was smart. She learned how to talk pretty quickly. So
Let mom
Oh,
tell her story. Like,
yeah.
anyway.
But no, it's interesting as you know as I grow older, I learn about the people who may be super estranged from their siblings or their families, and it somehow comes down to some very toxic behavior from the parent that sort of set them against each other, where it been competition, and you're sort of bragging on the other child or saying, why can't you be like your brother? Or why can't you be more like your sister? So it's interesting because for me as a parent, it was always, because you all don't come with instructions, trying to make sure that I was instilling something in the two of you where you would always love each other, be there for each other, advocate for each other. So, yeah.
mm, well, um,
Oh, that was rocky.
yeah, we didn't really do that too much, unless it was like super duper serious.
I was supposed to say, if it was like a real
If it was
situation,
a real situation,
absolutely.
then yeah.
But mom used to always like make it weird too.
Yeah, that is
Brandon and
very true,
I,
actually.
like mom would make it weird. Like we would
That
be
is.
like, "Oh, we're good," and then she's like, "I just feel like you guys aren't close enough, and
It,
just really worries me because something happens to me. Like you're all you guys have."
but it was
Yeah.
also, it was also like, even if
It
we
was so
did do
drama.
something together, or, you know, kind of forward, maybe trying on some type of progression, then she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, it's so
Yeah,
cute,"
she
and
would
then
just
we'd just
hype
be
it up
like,
so
"Oh my
much.
gosh,
Like,
ruined it.
I was
okay,
supposed
Get
to.
out. I don't want to hang out
literally.
with you anymore."
What's wrong with giving you praise for being
Because
kind to each other?
we're trying to like work
Because
on
we're
it.
making our own. And this is the thing, right? For context, for those who don't know, Brandon is 7 years older than me. So,
Yeah, that's hard. That's like a whole generation.
and I think my mom, as much as Brandon would babysit me, like when she would go to school, my mom really did try to not like parentify him. Um, I would say, like, of course, at the same time, he knew how to cook hot dogs. So like he would cook for me, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. But it's not like my mom just made him a parent. So it's also because like he wasn't kind of put into that role. Like we had bonding like really early on, and then we had like our kind of like young adult phase, and then like our I would say like true adult phase, right?
The adolescent,
Um
the
Hey,
adolescent phase was
say
like
what you
World
want
War.
about hot dogs and noodles, but I'm gonna tell
he
you,
kept us fed. I mean, they
they
were
kept
kosher.
us alive. Those little
They
easy
were
meals.
kosher hot dogs.
Don't
So,
forget the Nut buddies.
Oh yeah,
oh
and
my
then if you
god,
need a little
yes, those
snack,
are so good.
so good
Yes.
for no reason.
Excuse me.
I'm coming in
All the
low.
bad stuff.
Oh,
But all that to
I'll
say, like
project.
when you okay, so I felt like when Brandon graduated high school and went to college, that was like the first time I was like, oh my god, I miss my brother.
It
No,
changed
it's
it.
more like, ah, dang, I don't have anyone to annoy for the first time in my life.
Yeah, you almost drove me crazy, and I was really worried about whether or not you all would really be close. And Brandon, that first time you went away and came home, and I don't know if anyone has ever watched the movie Step Brothers when they kind of give that awkward hug and they're not sure if they want to touch each other. You came home and the two of you stared at each other for a long time, and Alyssa gave you kind of that face, and you looked at her and you said, man, like you're really growing up, and I'm beginning to realize like you're that girl. Like you're that girl. You said that to her
I
and
said
you
that.
grabbed her. Yeah, and
What
you
does that
grabbed.
mean?
Well, only Brandon can tell you that, but to me, it felt like he finally kind of saw you in a different light, and maybe that you were getting a little bit more mature and all of that. But it's like, yeah, like, and he grabbed you and hugged you, and you were acting like you weren't sure if you should hug him back.
I mean, that sounds
Oh,
like it
that's
happened.
so funny. It does. Brandon, okay, this is the thing though. Brandon used to really be like stinky boy, okay? And not to say like he didn't have good hygiene, but he used to like play a lot of sports and he used to be outside and stuff. And then
Pheromones.
that was the way he would mess with me, right? Like he would be dirty and gross and then try to like hug me and stuff. And I'm like, ew, you stink. Get away.
I think brothers they do that to their sisters.
We do. It's like pinning someone down and like farting. That's the vibe, right? Like he was such a brother. So yeah,
I
I'm like,
don't think I
I
ever
don't know
did
if I
that.
trust this. Is this a genuine hug? Is he gonna try to like give me a noogie or something? Like, I don't know. What
Alyssa,
the
you used to terrorize Brandon when you were a toddler. Like,
terrorize is such a
really?
strong word. Like,
Man,
Terrorize
Alyssa,
is not strong enough.
that is such a strong
Literally
word.
ruined our relationship.
it was bad, Alyssa. It was really bad.
I
I
No,
was
it,
so
witnessed you.
ready for this.
I witnessed you one day. Do you all remember when we lived off of Roswell Road and we had that long hallway? And my bedroom was at the end of the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa's bedroom was in the middle, and yours was towards the front of that apartment.
Yeah,
wasn't his downstairs?
that's when you were like heavy into school, of course.
Yeah, so I had a view of the full hallway from my bedroom, and I was reading, and I watched Alyssa come out of her bedroom. She walked to your bedroom, and she stood in the hallway. You were playing a video game,
Minding my
and
business,
she,
like always.
yeah, yeah. And it's like she stood in the hallway watching you, trying to figure out
What's
what the
the
hell can
best
I,
way I can ruin his
yeah, like
life?
what can I do in this moment to just ruin his entire day? So she stood there for a while. And then I saw her walk in and I heard you say, what are you doing? Hey, stop it. What Alyssa, Alyssa, what you were like, Mom. You're like, it. The next thing I know, you were dragging Alyssa out of your room by her feet. She wasn't fighting it. She didn't. You drug her into the hallway. You dropped her. You stepped over her, and you went in your room and closed the door. And she just laid it. She laid there for like 2 or 3 minutes, like she knew that would be the outcome. And then eventually, she got up and went back into her room.
I don't know what you want me to say to that.
I mean, pretty much sums up childhood after you started talking. I'm gonna read this one out loud because it's longer. Barbie said, "When I got married and had my first child, we had been stationed in Washington State. My baby sister was still living with my dad in high school. The first time I saw her after we came down to visit for Christmas, and my heart just dropped to see how much she had grown. It was a melancholy feeling for sure." Yeah,
Yeah, that was your moment when
Were
you
you
came.
sad about that though, Brennan? Like when you would come home for breaks and stuff?
sad. What do you
Like,
Well,
like
What do
he
you
she
mean?
said
was,
melancholy.
yeah.
No, I I wasn't sad about it. It was more of like wow, um, for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have um I don't know. Maybe I'm weird in this sense, but I don't really have like a uh I don't even know how to explain this. Like some kind of time stamp for the people that I really love. It's just like, you know, when I see you, how's it going? You know, and then, you know, if I don't see you, there's no like, there's nothing lost. I just, you know, everybody's kind of living life.
I mean, I would hope there's no love loss with your sibling, but that's not really what mm,
I
we're
mean,
talking about. We're talking about
cause I mean, yeah, missing a
like
lot.
you going
Like,
away for
but not
school.
the thing. Me and Alyssa didn't really have things that we did together, so it's not like
While
Yeah.
that was okay, now while that's true,
Like we
the
would
one
play video games together. I would say that's one thing as a family. Like, you want to talk about gamer girl? My mom's like an OG gamer girl.
No
She,
one needs
Okay.
to.
yeah,
No, no.
she
Like,
hardcore
for
refuses
real.
to
She's
claim
like
it.
OG gamer girl, right? So I think Brandon was like a video game kid, but he also used to be outside. Like, it was balanced, right? It wasn't like you were just inside playing games all the time.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's also like, obviously he used to do that thing where like you let your little siblings play, but like you unplug the controller. Like, he used to do me like that. And then like when I got older, we used to actually play. So it's funny because like Monkey Ball was like, I would say, a family game. Like, me and Brandon used to play Monkey Ball all the time. And to this day,
Especially when friends
we
come.
say that. Like, it's a saying in our family. We're like, that's a monkey ball.
Yeah, that's true. I thought it was really cute the last time we were in town at your house, Brandon, and then it was you, Alyssa, and your son, Malachi, and you were all playing monkey ball together. It's like it felt
Generational.
like something was a bit full circle.
I know. But
Mm,
they changed the game. It's so bad now. Like,
They have changed it.
yeah,
They've changed.
just like
you
some
can't.
Nobody.
money grab
Yeah.
type stuff now. Just because we
I'm not
got
going to get
the
into
name
it.
attached.
One
That's
of
why I'm
the
like, do we need to find the old one and like get a GameCube? Like, what do we need to do?
I don't know, something may exist out there, but I just wanted to take this back to somewhere else, and that is, although you're saying that was the only thing that you had in common, the one thing that I hope that the two of you do remember is regardless of what either of you had going on, I made it a requirement for you to always support each other. Like, not only was Brandon at those recitals and all of that, Brandon's dad was there. It's like, I call it the parenting thruple. It was him, me, Brandon's dad, your dad. We were all
Yeah.
showing up regardless of whatever either of you had going on. We all supported everything that was happening. And whether you or Brandon knew it or not, I could see the pride on your faces whenever you were there supporting your sibling. Like, I would see the pride in your face, Brandon, whether Alyssa was doing ballet or playing piano. You'd have these moments where you were still being a big brother. If she made a mistake or something, you were laughing, um, but there was this sense of pride that I would see, and Alyssa was the same way with you. You know, whether we were at something for ROTC, whatever it was, like, you all were there. It wasn't, I didn't ever make it a thing where it's like, okay, you don't have to go. As a parent, I'm just gonna show up. No, we were all supporting each other.
I thought Brandon was really going to make it on the basketball team.
Yeah. That was a heartbreak. And Alyssa was heartbroken for you,
I was
Brandon.
really sad for you.
That's what
I
I
was
mean.
really sad for you when you make the basketball team.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's not funny, but y'all,
He
Brandon
tried
was
really hard.
eating, breathing protein,
He was.
working out.
He was bulking up.
He was so dedicated. He had such a
He
strict
was.
regimen. He was
When he
eating all
started,
the food in the house.
he looked like this. And he bought all the protein in GNC. And he was bulking up, and working out. The coach allowed him to work out with the basketball players, and he would come home so tired and spent. Most of the time I find him asleep on his bedroom floor. He tried really hard.
He did.
He even got mad at me for a second and was like, "Why didn't you make me play basketball when I was little?"
Oh God, I remember that.
I wasn't gonna make you play a sport. I
Like,
How
always
dare you
asked
not
every
get me here
year.
I feel like
sooner?
both of us went through that at one point with you. We
Like,
were like,
what?
why did you force us to do something? Like, you should have just forced us to stay in it. Like,
Here's the thing.
I could have been
This is
so talented.
no,
here,
literally.
here's the thing though, guys. When you are a single mom and you're the only one paying those bills, when you tell me that you're not interested or you don't want to do it anymore, that was easy enough for me to say,
Because all
okay,
these hobbies cost
You know
money
what?
and time.
Remember
absolutely.
that.
Time that
That's
does
right.
not have,
I'm ready.
Yeah.
And Brandon, I asked you every year for years, hey, you wanna try football? You wanna try basketball? You wanna, what? Nope. Okay.
well,
Totally.
the funny thing about how it was back then was I already felt like I was in basketball and football because every day I was going outside to just do it with
You were.
everybody that was
Neighborhood.
already there.
For those
Literally.
of
So
you who do not
that was
know,
fun enough
Brandon,
for me up until there was nobody there, and I was like, dang, I gotta figure out a way to be able to do this
well,
more.
lived in Cedar Canyon in Marietta. Brandon was the neighborhood coach. He was the unofficial neighborhood coach. There
He was
is
a
was
counselor.
something about him and his leadership and like his heart for children. Like I'm talking about Brandon's in high school. He did the 6 year olds, the 10 year olds, the 12. Everyone came to our house all the time looking for Brandon. They all were always looking for Brandon because Brandon would always have them involved in constructive play, whether it was a flag little football game or whatever it was, but they just adored Brandon. And Cedar Canyon was made up predominantly, there were more seniors, like senior aged people that
Literally.
lived
Everyone
in
was
that
retired.
neighborhood. And so they have time to pay attention. I'll just say that. And they watched a lot of things. And I remember when they found out were leaving from over there after 10 years, a couple people, they said, you know, want to thank you for having these amazing kids. Like we always saw Brandon out there with the kid. He kept them out of the street. He kept them, focused or just in a certain area. He was always good with the children here. And it's like we're gonna miss you guys.
And it's hilarious because I was literally just bored.
You know what?
Literally.
I
Wow.
mean, I gotta tell my truth because it wasn't because
Not like
just
he just had a passion
for
for,
children.
yeah. Brandon wanted to play
I
sports, so he
I'm
had
just
to
so
teach
glad.
him how
I'm
to
just
so
play the
was
glad.
sport.
incredibly bored in the
I'm so
house.
glad none of them are on this call. They would probably be heartbroken to hear
I
you
don't
say,
I
I
don't
don't
think they
think
would
that
be,
at all.
Mom. I think everybody knew what was going on.
oh boy.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So yeah, a little bit off subject, but good stuff nonetheless. Um, what would you give? What type of advice would you give to um parents? Um, because looking around and seeing how the world is and what's to it for people in my age group, people in Alyssa's age group, and even lower than that, I I got to say I do strongly believe you did a very good job. So I feel like you should be able to speak on this. Um, but what would you say? Um, or I guess what would be your best advice to parents to really help their kids develop into the figuring out life, being a contribution to this world, a positive plus a positive instead of being part of what's wrong.
Mm. Oh, so many things come to mind because the world is so different now.
Hmm.
Um, if I could give any advice, especially like, I mean, we'll keep it real and say that the two of you were products of broken homes, right? There are a lot of times, and I see it in this day and age. I don't know that this will ever end, but there are a lot of parents when someone and I'm talking about the parental figures, when someone is hurt out of the situation, they can't get out of their own way and make the child a priority. Um, we don't have to talk about the things that I've been through because the two of you know that. Um, but you have to always make the child a priority. You have to always keep your child at top of mind. And it's not easy, right? There were a lot of sacrifices that I was willing to make, right? Like I wouldn't take a job that didn't have a flexible schedule because I felt like regardless of what was going on, that we all had to have dinner together. And I don't know that you all remember that, but I cooked every single day for a very long time. I made sure that I was off work at a certain time to make sure that we could have dinner together, um, so that I could know how your day went. I think in this day and age, there are so many things now that you can have, especially with technology, to babysit your kids.
Hmm.
Um, and some people are inundated and sort of bogged down with, and I get it. Sometimes life is hard, right? Um, some of the things that are going on, and they're feeling like they need time for themselves, and before you know it, it becomes a routine where you put the kid in front of the TV or sit them with this tablet and things of that nature. Um, one of the things that was really important for me because I came from that generation of where kids should be seen and not heard was, and I don't know that you all remember this, but I always wanted to know how you felt. I always encourage communication. I can remember a lot of times, especially because Alyssa can, she talks right a lot. That someone was just like, "Oh my God, like you answer every question. You just have these conversations with her all the time." And I said, "Absolutely. Like, why wouldn't I?" Um,
Do you remember any of those conversations? I'm trying to
oh
get some
God.
some good helping details.
No, well, I'm trying to drive this to something, and it's interesting because Alyssa and I had this conversation. Maybe she'll remember, maybe a month or so ago, where um there is something going on in her job, and she talks about how this leader would speak to this male coworker that she had, and she felt like it was terrible the way that this leader approached this her coworker all the time and would say things to him. It was kind of somewhat belittling, sometimes disrespectful, things of that nature. And she's like, "But mom, she doesn't talk to me that way." And I said, "It's probably because you can advocate for yourself." So I say all that to say, I believe when you come from a household where it's not one of those seen but not heard, right? it's important, right, to have conversations with your kids because it does help to develop their communication, right? And helps them, it enables them to advocate for themselves as they mature and get older. If you've got them in front of the TV and with a video game or not, you understand what I'm saying? Like that may not necessarily be the case. And while I don't know what that young man's story is, I just know that I can see things in the two of you that are there. I can tie it back to a direct correlation of some decisions that I made when you were younger. Another thing was if your kid ever comes to you and has a desire, right, to try something, if you have the means to support that, you should. Oh my God, I can go down an entire list. Brandon, remember when Alyssa was a singer? She was all the things. Like
Oh my
to
God.
me, it was important um to make sure that you allow that white space for them to explore things. That's the only way that they'll kind of hone in on some of the things that they really love. And meanwhile there's something there's a learning that they take from all of these different experiences. So be present, be present, nurture that child. And it's interesting, while there are not a whole lot of things that Joel Page and I really agree on, here and there, I'll never forget the thing that one day you came to me and you said that you had a conversation with him when Malachi was on the way, and he said to you, "Whoever you believe that you saw parent well, whoever that you believe that you've seen in your life do it well, take that and try your best to do it 1,000 times better."
Mm.
Parenting is a job. Parenting is important. Parenting and parenting right would be the difference in, there's a difference in someone who's just there in a household and someone who was raised in a household. Raise your children. Raise your children. Don't let technology do it. Don't let social media do it. Raise your children. Know who they're spending time with. All the things. Super important. Super important. And just do the very best that you can. Um, I mean, I'm grateful that at these big old ages that the two of you are, that you still enjoy spending time with me, that you're mindful of me, that you enjoy vacationing with me, that we can laugh and talk. And there are a lot of people that don't have that relationship with their children. Um, Making sure that we were always in relationship with each other is very important to me. And I know that I wasn't a perfect mom, um, but I sincerely hope that the two of you believe that I absolutely did the best that I could. And
Um,
silence.
no, just processing.
Yeah, I think we're just listening.
Um,
Yeah, I think you're the bestest mom ever. But I also want to ask you your opinion on like discipline. Like, how did you navigate that as a single mom
hmm,
with one boy and one girl?
That were on two totally opposite sides of the spectrum.
that's a great question.
Um, you know, correction, correction is always needed when you're raising a child. Um, you know, no one was given timeouts and all these things, and not back in my day. So we believed in those hands, in those belts, and things of that nature. Um,
There was
the
no
one thing
rod to be spared.
now, the one thing about it though, while correction is important, I think that you would both um, admit that. I mean, I just wasn't wilding with it. If and whenever I felt that it was necessary for you to get these hands, um, that I always explained to you why. We
Yeah.
always had a conversation about why, and it was important for me that you could always rationalize what responsibility you had in, you know, things coming to the or getting to that point. Um, so so there was always a conversation. I wasn't like beating you down, pushing you in the room, and then it wasn't like that. It was important to me for you to understand what you did wrong, and to make sure that ultimately that you would respect authority. Um, I mean, Alyssa was like breaking a wild horse. Brandon, you probably needed
I was.
three. You needed three significant ones, and then I remember that time I called your dad over. You had lied about something, and, and your dad came over and he hit you with that. I don't know. I don't remember if it was a two or a three piece. It knocked all the air out your
No, it was
chest.
just one.
Was it
Just one.
just one?
Oh my god! I was about to say
Yeah.
I don't remember Michael like two piecing him, but I think he just punched him in his chest.
Yeah, it was just
I
one, but it was like this
Strong.
crazy rocket, unpredictable one. It was like anime level punch
No,
where
I'm
it's
pretty
like
sure it was a two piece because you had a busted lip. It was a two
no,
piece.
Oh
no,
my
he
god!
did not hit me in the face.
He didn't
I
bust your
don't think
lip.
he hit him in
Okay.
No,
the mouth like
no, he
that.
did not hit me
If
in the
Brendan had a
face.
Okay.
busted lip, it had to have been for basketball.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm mistaken,
Don't put
but
Michael out there like that.
Brandon slid down the wall and didn't
Yeah.
move. And I was so shocked because Michael did it so fast. And on the inside, I was crying, but I turned around and I was facing the
I think it was
blinds.
like
Like,
it's because it was like mid conversation. I think he was
yeah,
trying
he
to
caught
like
you off.
talk me
He caught
through
you
it.
off guard.
And then like
It,
just mid conversation, his arm just went from like a resting position, and I don't know if he was charging it up or what, but it just went straight out, just real
I,
quick, just no
I'm pretty
cockback,
sure.
no cockback.
Yeah.
It just
Oh
straight from
no,
rest
you would
to
make it
boom.
worse. You would make it worse. Yeah, like
Yeah,
he was never anything to be played with, and you understood that. And after Dad got called, and you got that chest blown up, you never did another thing.
yeah,
You were like, I
yeah.
don't want any parts of that ever again.
No, like legitimately. That's how I remember it. I remember it like it was uh some wind after, like some kind of explosive
Oh my
mechanism.
god!
I don't know.
Please,
It was
drama.
Dads are important.
yeah, yeah. Nah, it definitely had a crazy shock factor to it, to where I was like, you know what? Do I really want this in my life?
Yeah. And I gotta hand it to him. If there was any time that something was going on or you were in trouble, if I called him, he was gonna be there in 5 minutes. He would show up in 5 minutes for Alyssa too. He didn't play about Alyssa at all.
Bro, we used to go bowling together. That was so
at all.
fun.
At all. So, yeah.
Just be glad you got all the fun. Nah, but
To get beat,
yeah.
Brandon.
Nah, I vividly remember that punch for sure.
The chest explosion, yeah. But
Yeah.
Alyssa, again, man,
To like
Alyssa was
restart your
You
Alyssa
know
whole
what I
immune
didn't like?
system.
Okay, one thing I didn't like. So, like, mom used to give me whoopings or whatever. Okay, cool.
not
But
all.
she got mad that dad kept getting away with being the good guy and she was just a disciplinarian. So she was like, you know what? If she got 2 birthdays and she get 2 Christmases, she should get 2 butt whoopings too.
Oh,
And
I
I'm
that's
did.
like,
crazy.
I did say I did. I did.
yo,
I, I did say that to Mr. Page. You know why? Because
Oh
he
snap!
always looked the other way and she was wilding. I'm talking about Alyssa used to
Oh,
wild
so you just got
out.
I
no,
still think that was called for.
you just got
No.
nothing when you went to your dad's.
Did your dad ever put his hands on you, Alyssa? Did he
Yes,
ever? I don't believe
yes,
you.
after
I
you
don't
said that. Man, I could call that
believe this.
man right now.
I don't
After
believe you.
you said that, yes, he did. He whooped me like
What?
he only whooped
One
me like one
time?
time. Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
think
It
both
was
of us
probably
were
like
so
three
sad
licks, and then
about it.
he felt bad.
Both of us felt so
Dads
sad
cannot
afterwards.
Alyssa was
dads
probably
cannot
Um,
like,
feel for it.
Alyssa's kid self was probably like, "That's it.
It was
I think I'm
it,
good."
right. But in the meantime, probably made him feel
with me,
horrible and was screaming like he was gonna kill her or
I
something.
was
She
so
was probably
scared.
nervous, so
Yeah.
she like was screaming out of
This
nervousness.
man
But
used to do yard work for hours.
she probably
Yes,
thought
I
he
was
was about to put
scared.
all his strength into it, and she got like three light
Yeah,
licks,
because
and
mom used to walk away tired and just don't do it again. Like, yeah, I definitely thought I was gonna get the business
Too.
from my dad.
I had to. I'm only 5'2". Y'all were bigger than me, taller. And then when you got taller than me, I said, forget this belt. I'm about to use these fists. You about to get these hands. Like, no. There was no way. As small as I was in comparison to the two. No,
I'm
no.
just
It
saying.
was my primary mission in life to make you both believe that I was
I
psychotic.
was too.
I
I was so
I,
scared.
I, I
Mom.
want you to think of if you were ever entertaining doing something wrong, I wanted you to
a
pit that up
picture of
against
you
how
in the
crazy I
middle
was going
Yeah.
to.
of my cerebral.
Man,
Yeah.
man, like yeah,
Mission accomplished.
yeah.
You did that.
After you gave me all the gray hair that I have, but yeah. So
Well,
correction is
you
important,
talk about
guys.
your dad having doing yard work when my dad has a whole landscaping company. So, except for the fact that I'm an actual boy, so you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, different,
yeah,
different.
Yeah,
yeah,
Brandon, you
that
have a boy
definitely,
and a girl now.
yeah,
yeah.
yes.
So,
How was that for you?
mm-hmm.
That's
I mean,
exactly
you're
why I'm trying to learn because, yeah, I mean, on this platform, I can definitely say I don't know what I'm really doing. I'm trying to figure that out, but you know,
Well,
I
you
do
have
think it's important that they feel you definitely have it figured out.
I mean,
oh,
they
you,
don't know.
they
Kids
don't
don't know that you don't have it figured out unless you tell them.
absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? Unless there are like clear signs in
Sometimes, yeah.
conversations and like do you think your parents are superheroes? Like it doesn't register. Oh, they're
And
just people.
not only that, becoming a parent is kind of like baptism by fire. You have to. you have to learn as you go. It's a bit of trial and error, all the things. So while you're saying you're trying to figure it out, that's fine. But don't forget the correction and all the things along the way. It's very important. I mean, I didn't always, we didn't always have the right answers. I'm sure that there was a time or two that you both feel like I didn't always have even the right response to something. But I mean, it's trial and error, but it's done with love. So even those times you got those hands, it was done with love.
Yeah, I never thought you were beating me because you didn't love me. But I
But she's
also think you making sure, like, I feel like we shouldn't skip on that, but like you making sure that I understood why I was getting a whooping was so fundamental because to this day, like I stand on business for principle. It's always going to be the principle of the situation for me. Um, and I think it's important, right? Like if you're raising this little person, you know, outside of school and maybe church, like you become their moral compass to a certain degree, right? Like you
absolutely.
shape what they think is right or wrong and what is permissible, what's not permissible, what's tolerable and what's not. So it's important to explain things. And I think people forget that sometimes. Like, this is their first time here, just like it's your first time here. Like, they don't know. You have to explain it. You have to tell them. You have to teach them. And that seems like common sense, but you would be very surprised.
Oh, that's good. B, you looking like you're really deep in thought, or either you're reading the chat. What's in the chat?
Um, just some feedback on the conversation.
What are they saying? Man, your mom is trash. That was garbage. She used to beat
Um,
you.
Oh my
no,
God. I know
that's
what this
nothing at
I
all.
don't think she's so
um,
dramatic.
Alyssa, you had to get it from somewhere. Most of
Literally.
it, most of it didn't come from me though.
Got it from both of you.
so I guess I can start. Just Chrissy was just saying how great and beneficial this conversation is for the
Oh,
future, and that she had wished she could have this conversation with her mother in terms of her kids, because she had lost her, and
I'm sorry.
through some encouragement in there, Barbie was speaking on how, as a mother, she's a big believer in breaking generational curses, creating a better life for her
Mhm.
children, give them what they didn't get,
Mhm.
create
do
some more
it within reason,
emotionally,
Barbie. Do it within reason.
yeah, so everything has a balance.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically saying to create emotional, stability for the children so that they can express their feelings and be
Yeah.
able to be
So
understood.
important. I
Uh,
just want to add one more thing that's really important. And sometimes I think adults or elders forget this, and that's children deserve respect too. Children, they deserve respect. They deserve apologies. I've never been too big where I couldn't apologize to my children. And part of always having those conversations too was about making sure that they also were respected and understood what it meant to respect somebody else. Um, Children deserve respect and apologies too when we get it wrong. And my
Definitely.
kids, I have them both right here, and they will tell you. Um, no, I remember this being some years ago. I think I asked you both. Was there anything that I could have done better? Like, what do you think? You know, I was probably my worst critic, but I would ask them those questions too. Anything I could have done better? Is there? And it's so interesting, guys. I'll have to tell you this too about Brandon. I had put Brandon in this Kappa Botillion
Oh my
program when he was in
gosh.
high school. And he it's almost like he resented it so bad, and I had no idea why. It was an amazing program. They were
I had
teaching
so
the
much fun
boys
at his battalion.
they were teaching the boys about self-awareness, financial literacy, um, volunteerism, the most important things, of how to conduct yourself that first year of college, just making good decisions, all of these things. They were a group of amazing role models. Because the one thing for me that I always worried about at times with not having a man in the house was, would I be able to, I wanted him to be a man's man. And for a long time, his dad lived many miles away. So, um, and I put him in this program, and it was almost like he resented it. And he began to resent it even more when I think a lot of those high school boys had a crush on me. He was asking me to drop him off around the corner and all this other stuff because when they saw me, um, I guess like the movie Friday when they say hi Miss Parker, they were like hi Miss Page, and he gets so upset. He was asking me to drop him off around the corner. But listen, it was like he just did not in forget the fact that because my kids will tell you there were maybe a good 3 to 4 years I didn't date anybody. I was mainly focused on them, making sure that they had the best start. And it was a lot of the time during the time Brandon was in high school and Alyssa had lots of activities going on, and I was devoting my Saturdays to this Kappa Battalion program with him. I don't think that it was until Brandon well, how old were you? Maybe 22, 23. You had been out of the house, but you came by the house. And I'm not sure what the sermon in church was about that day, but you had come over after church and you said, Mom, I never understood why you put me in that program. I used to think that you did it because you thought I was a bad kid. Some of those kids were bad. And a lot of them didn't have fathers, and I had a dad. Like, I was mad because I really didn't understand why you put me in this program. And then he said that something had come full circle for him that day. And he said, but now I understand why. I understand the foundation that you were trying to give me. And I want to say thank you, but I was mad at you for a long time. We laughed about it. So, there are times when your kids will be mad at you and they won't realize the benefit of some things too until later. So, if anyone's on here and they're going through that, stay strong, 10 toes down in it. Because ultimately, you're responsible for these little tiny people that you want to grow up um, and give back to society in the best way possible. You want them to be good humans. You want them to be kind. You want them to have good hearts. Um, and
On
it's
that note, mom, empathy.
oh yeah, empathy's very important.
I
Very,
think,
very important.
yeah. And I'm sorry to cut you off. Like, you can keep going if you didn't finish your thought.
No, empathy is very important. But no, I was wrapping my thought up with um, for me, it's very rewarding to see my adult children thriving. Thriving. They're both kind people.
Mm.
They both have good hearts. Um, and my God, that is something that's the most rewarding feeling ever because these two were definitely my why. And so it just gives me joy to see that they're thriving.
Well, definitely had a great example. Uh, from having kids now, I can definitely see how incredibly hard it is to try to continue to level yourself up while also putting the necessary time in for them to continue to level up. So the fact that you were kind of simultaneously and kind of balancing that all at the same time is no easy feat. I can definitely see that. Um,
Mm.
I wanted to read this last thing before we close out. Um, Barbie was saying she understands what she means by parents feel like superheroes because they make life happen even when you don't necessarily see it. Um, and that she has a 12-year-old who is her problem child, but she understands what she's saying. My heart, I, I'm not sure how she's trying to phrase it. What she's saying, my heart and love is all in this child.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Um, I would move mountains, which I recently have. We recently found out that his behavior was based on him just now being diagnosed with a mood disorder, and he finally got the help that she's been advocating for since he was 5. Um,
Praise God.
and she said every last one of those whoopings and groundings was all wanting him to be a success, as successful in all the things he wants to do.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah. Keep fighting a good fight, Barb. Keep fighting a good fight.
Not
Uh,
Barb.
I'm sorry, Barbie.
yeah.
Keep fighting a good
You
fight.
can't give her a nickname, Melissa.
This is so funny. Um, no, that's real.
Alyssa won't allow you to be cool.
She won't ever. Not
But
ever.
like Barbie is cuter than Barb. Like,
Says you, because of what do you mean?
She's
this
just been Alyssa. This is what we have to deal with, guys. This is Alyssa. There you go.
That
okay.
is
There,
good for
there you
sure.
have
You
it.
guys are literally ganging up on me. So
This is
there,
our life on a daily basis.
there's that.
But no, for sure. Definitely. Once I feel like if I was able to really prep for this episode, I could really have gotten some good detailed questions in there to help parents a little bit more. So we may have to do a prepared part 2 to really get nitty gritty. with some of the things. Because I know for me, like I can definitely admit that I struggle with trying to balance everything out for myself and them, and um,
I
it's
think
one of
sometimes
those things that no matter how tired you are, what's going on, it can't wait till tomorrow. It's like
that's right.
you.
You've got to get that. You can't be tired as a parent. Gotta
Oh
get
my
past
god.
that.
I'm
You
trying to
don't
fight that
get
so bad right now. I don't even have kids.
you don't get you don't get
Yeah,
days off.
it
You
definitely
don't
gives you like that next level of strength because like once you
it is
understand no matter what this has to happen, and you can
absolutely.
try to like you can almost I apply that to my job now because it's not a hourly job, it's a when you finish type of job, and there are plenty of times where I'm working super late and I know that I still got a bunch more to do, and I feel like the older me would have just stopped, set aside what I didn't get done, told myself I can't finish, I'll do it another day. And me after kids is more so like, nah, this can't wait. I'm gonna go ahead and suck it up, do it now, so that I can make new money tomorrow. If that's like the easiest way to kind of apply it, but yeah, I mean
Yeah. You
it's
know
a
what?
tough balance.
That's some good word right there because you have to also do that with discipline. Sometimes you're tired and you found out that your kids and acted a straight donkey at school. And you're
On the
tired
last day, you just want to go
and
to sleep,
what?
and
What?
now you got to do all this talking and discipline, and
Yep. And you better do it because I'm telling you, the road, the road to I mean, it's a rough road out there if there are never any consequences or repercussions. You're just setting them up for failure.
Hmm.
There have been a lot of times that you all didn't know it that I pulled into that carport or pulled up and I had to sit in that car for a minute because I had been beaten down at work all day. I wasn't bringing that in the house to y'all. You deserve better than that. It's isn't it's parenting is not an easy job, but it can be rewarding. And yeah, I just hope you and Alyssa will retire me and take care of me so I don't have to go into a home at
I
some
I
point.
I think the better prayer is that you will be good, happy, and healthy, self-sufficient all the
Oh
way
yeah.
through.
Absolutely. But I know people that have parents and they're still able bodied and all that and they still have them in homes.
Some of those homes are nice though.
No,
I don't
Some of those homes are really nice.
I
Like
don't care how
they
nice
have
they are.
activities and they have.
See? I have to come and live
I'm
with you, Brandon.
I'm just
look,
saying.
hey, the way I see it's funny because I just had this conversation with one of my customers. You know, grandparents ain't how they used to be, man.
No. Especially
Grandparents,
if they
grandparents
sit.
You
outside.
know,
They
because
grandparents gonna
because
sit
I grew up
inside
in
and
Yes.
a
knit
I'm grandma
and
baby
make
type of
cook and
generation.
yeah,
Look,
grandparents don't they ain't
I'm
taking
yeah.
care of the whole neighborhood. They trying to have
Hey,
their fun, get their
let me
time
tell
back.
you something. Listen, your kids have grandmas who are still working. Grandmas are tired and they are still trying to have some fun when they still working. They need to release from some of that stress and strain too. We love the kids. We do. I'll do anything for them kids. But sometimes I am tired and I do have to have some fun. I gotta get some fun in too. I
You
love
can
them
do
kids.
that. Matter of fact, my grandma used to take me with her to run her errands and have her fun time. No one's saying you can't have fun, beloved. All we're saying
I
is,
didn't say that you guys said that. I'm speaking to what Brandon said.
okay, well,
Well, your grandma.
the summer is coming.
Oh, I'm down for that. We all been talking about it.
The summer
Yeah.
is coming.
Just know I'm old school grandma and I believe in them hands. Okay?
It's not about hands. Duchess used to make me pick a switch. Do you know how traumatizing that was? You have to pick
Absolutely.
the instrument that's going to be used to whoop you.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
grandma did that to me
yeah.
too. And
That,
guess what? For
we
the
all
summer,
got that.
I may have to ask somebody to pick a switch. It's fine.
Do you have any? You don't have any plants that could be a switch in the.
Oh, we'll find some right up there on the main boulevard. We'll take a walk for it.
Oh, that's
Dang,
yeah, yeah. That's
that's different.
all right. Well, on that note, you know,
Yeah, ended, ended.
I think
Now I'll never get my grandchildren for the summer.
Mm.
the last couple of things. Um, da, 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 da. Something I definitely wanted to make sure that I said. Barbie said you get used to exhaustion. That is 100% beyond true. And
Mm.
it starts to become the norm when like you really don't think you have anything left. So it definitely makes you tap into the deepest depths of what you have. Um, and like I said, it's kind of helped me tap into doing all these different me and my sister shoot even my mom sometimes work crazy hours and I try to still make time to make sure like I can have time to myself, I can have a little time to my family, and I can still make time to do this every week regardless of all the bumps in the road that I guess a regular person would probably just say, "Oh, well, no episode this week." Um, so okay, maybe my mom's phone died, but we're wrapping up anyway, so all good. Like I said, this has just been the theme of this Sunday, so
You need to get a planner for 2026.
all the wrongs are wronging. But it was a good show nonetheless, though. Um, yeah, yeah, that village is definitely important. I wish we had more people.
Yo.
Um, a lot more trees 25 years ago. Oh man, yeah. So I appreciate all you guys being here. If I can help it, I am definitely going. We are going to be on episode 20 next week. Um, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So
Congratulations.
yeah. So I need to figure out how I can leverage some kind of time or some kind of help or some kind of person to try to really like expand things on social media so we can really get into helping people. Not to say that I'm not helping the circle that I have, but I definitely want to get into making this uh, something that has some decently real impact on people every week. So if y'all have any ideas, I believe all y'all have my number. So definitely shoot it to me on how uh, that might be able to get done. So I think episode 20 is a good understanding for me to realize I have to figure out how to start expanding this. Um, but I do appreciate everybody here. I hope we all got something out of it. And I will definitely see you all next week. Alyssa, you got
Bye.
anything
Love
else?
you.
No,
Huh?
love you too. I was saying if you had anything else.
No.
Okay. All right, people. Till next time. I'll see you, Barbie. I'm gonna see if we can talk about some kind of social media deal.
Hilarious. Okay.
Let
Bye,
me know.
Brandon.
All right, y'all.